Hello there, Lazymanracing here with my NASCAR season here on NASCAR Heat 4, where I am currently driving the Chervolet Camaro 48 car of Jimmie Johnson. So far we've had 2 wins, and that in the playoff standings is us in P3. Denny Hamlin's first, second Brad Keselowski, and we are third, all 2 wins so far. 4th, Kyle Busch. 5th, Kevin Harvick. 6th, Chase Elliott. 7th, Eric Jones. And 8th place, Corey LaJoie. If we look at the normal standings, we have Denny Hamlin first, 2nd, Kyle Busch. 3rd, Brad Keselowski. 4th, Lazymanracing, myself. 5th, Joey Logano. 6th, Kevin Harvick. 7th, Martin Truex Jr. And 8th place, Chase Elliott, our teammate. So, Kyle Busch with 1 win is quite high in normal point standings, and he's going to be a driver to look out for. So we're at Kansas Speedway for 35 laps for the Digital Ally 400. So let's get straight into the action. So here we are, we're loading the cars now, loading the track, and just going to check this. Yep. So here we go, we're just unloading the cars, just getting ready. Kansas being quite an interesting little track, to be fair, I must admit. It's not a super speedway like Daytona or Talladega, but it's a nice little track. And what we're going to do, there's a garage, and there we are with the car. We're going to qualify. Come on, there we go. Wait for the car to start up. Just check back, have a look at the sceneries. And as it's qualifying, I don't really care. I'm just going to shut onto the banking, because that's where all the action is. So, round we go to begin our qualifying lap. So, turn number 3. We're doing about 170 mile an hour. Going middle of the racetrack, and we come off turn number 4 to go onto the tri-oval and beginning our lap. As we come round, coming towards turn number 1, we'll ease the car in, double the brake, get it to about 165 to 170 mile an hour, keep the car nice and low. As we come out turn number 2, we go onto the back straight. We're doing about 175, 180 into the corner, and then we ease it back in, getting to 170, bounce the throttle a bit, and we are currently using the stock setup, so you can go try this on your game when you can. And we do a 31. Really? Okay, 24th. That's not too bad. 32.1. So 24th position. That's midfield. It's how we hope to be there roughly. But Denny Hamlin's first with 30.9. Followed by Axe Bowman, Chase Elliott, our 2 teammates. So we should really be up there with them, and I think we will be during the race. So let's get this race started. So Kansas Speedway, sorry. And here we are. We're on the inside. That's really good. I love being on the inside. It means we can make overtakes on the bottom of the racetrack. As we're boogity. Let's go racing, boys. We're right behind Ryan Newman at the moment, and the 52 car of where I believe that is. Where is he? In front of us. We get a bit jittering with the screen. That affects me coming into turn 1. The joy overtakes us, and so does Austin Dillon. Right, that's not the start we need. But we can make this back up. As we are really fast in the back straight, we come into turn number 3. We're a bit slower than usual, but we're getting there. There we go. As we start lap number 2, we've made up a position or 2 after losing quite a few. I'm going to set the top left to show you the fastest laps and the gap towards the leader, so you can see if we're catching and all that. As Austin Dillon's fighting us again for that position, he's really getting aggressive. He dived down low and bumped us across a bit, but one of those things. As we look, we're just behind Ryan Newman and Clint Boyer. I thought about going high, but I thought I'd drop it down low to join Ryan Newman, to bump in past Clint Boyer. So now we're in 19th, we're in the top 20 now. We're gaining positions here, there and everywhere, just one at a time. We're not doing it, we're not racing towards the front as I hoped, but we're getting there slowly. Side by side with Ryan Newman for 17th for 18th spot. We're in front now. We look at Menard, that 21 car, as we slide it into the inside. Oh, we're 3 wide, and I just lost a lot of speed there. But we're still going quite quickly, and we get him on the exit. Carl Larson's up top. We're now leading on. We're now going into 6 laps remaining, and we're overtaking quite a few cars. I dropped it one wheel too below. We're now on the inside chase Elliott, our teammate at Hendrick Motorsport, and we breeze past. Emphasis on the breeze because still very tense as we're climbing our way to the top 10. Ideally, that's where we want to be, top 10. Get some points, in stage 1. So side by side with Eric Jones, we're looking at Martin Truex Jr. He's the driver stopping us from getting these payoff points. As we drop it down low, I'm skidding around a bit, getting cars getting really loose. Oh, but we hold it. And 170 mile an hour, we're jetting with it. Oh, the screen just kept pausing for a second there, and that wasn't pleasant. As we're 3 wide into turn number 3, Kevin Harvick has overtaken us, and we are about to overtake Martin Truex Jr. as we get the draft from that Ford Mustang, number 4 car in front. There we go. Let's try it again, shall we? At 170 mile an hour. Into turn 2, getting the draft, holding it in, and we dive to the inside. We're looking at William Byron up in front. There we go, 165 mile an hour. We're now in. Oh, I thought we were in 10th place. I didn't see Kevin Harvick on the outside there. He caught us by surprise there, but we're right behind that number 24 car with 3 laps remaining at stage number 1. We're letting the car settle in a bit. We're looking down to the inside of Byron, and we're in P10 at the moment. We have overtaken Kevin Harvick. I was looking more forward at our teammate of Byron, and we get there in the end. As now we have overtaken we're not quite made the pass complete yet, as looks like Kevin Harvick's about to overtake Byron, and we block off Kevin Harvick, who has a massive run, and we now draft behind the Penske car of Brad Keselowski with 2 laps remaining at stage number 1. So number 1, breaking it in, easing the car in. Yeah, side by side with the number 2 car. Just trying to make sure we get the pass done. We block off Kevin Harvick at the same time as he tries to overtake it on the back straight. Slowing the car in. 167, 165 mile an hour as we nip past the number 2 car, and we're now in P8 with what's looking to be about 3 or 4 playoff points, which would really help us out in the title fight. As we're on the last lap of stage number 1, we're going to get the caution come out. We're going to check the tyres quickly. Okay, 80% ain't too bad, to be fair. As we come round the last corners of stage number 1, taking it up high, and now we just breeze past the line without any troubles at all. P8. So let's have a look who came first then. Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman was right behind. So we knocked off about 20% of our tyres in that first stage. This track seems to have quite a high wear rate at the moment. So, but we're not going to pit. I may consider it later on because that is quite a lot of. That is quite warm. But now we're side by side with the number 2 for the restart. As we go green, and I'm side by side with Joey Logano. And do I look to the outside? Give it a go. No, we don't, because Brad Keselowski needs to try to overtake us. I'm not having him have that position, but I drop it too low and I come up back high. Brad now is down on our inside. We get the draft of Kurt Busch, and we get past, thankfully. As now we drop below the number 1 car, and we try and get a few more positions. We've got 10 laps of stage number 2, and we're going to enjoy every single one of them as we're 3 wide across the line with Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano. We're looking at Alex Bowman up in front and Kyle Busch in front as well. We're in the top 5 now. Woo! Very exciting now. Logano is behind us, giving us little nudges here and everywhere. Getting a bit of the draft off Denny Hamlin, and we look to overtake Alex Bowman now, our teammate. And I'm a bit skittish. I was trying to go for the overtake, but there wasn't really much room, so I had to really try and back out of it quick before we spun Alex Bowman out of this race. Rick Hendrick would be giving us an arse whipping for that, as now we're down to the inside of Kyle Busch, an absolute fan favourite. Yeah, right. And now we get the draft off him, and we're down looking to the inside. And on turn number 3, can we make the move? We're side by side with that Chevrolet with that Toyota Camry. As we block off Joey Logano in the Ford Mustang, we're trying to get past. We're not having much success. He's got a really fast race car and seems to be able to make the top side work really well. We get a nudge from Joey Logano, who gives us a nice push, and that puts us in contention of overtaking Kyle on the back straight, but we have to do it into turn number 3. Side by side with him. Draft next Bowman. Oh look, we get a bump from Joey Logano, and that's helping us out a bit. As now we're into turn number 1. Turn number 2. We're still fighting with that Toyota, and Joey Logano is helping us big time, to be honest. He's the only reason we're making this overtake happen. We're 10% through the right front tyre, and that's obviously me just gone down low. I'm just using the tyre a lot, and I'm getting the car really tight on the exit, and Joey Logano is now on our inside. Kyle Busch is now helping us with a bit of the draft. We go, oh look, Kyle's on our inside. He forces the situation there. Even though I had the bottom covered, I'm getting a bit of the draft now. I am continuing to do the tyre change at the end of the stage, because just try and get that turning back. It's worked for us a few times. Can it work this time here at Kansas Speedway? We get Denny Hamlin to give us help, but he dives back to the inside. We're now losing positions again. Top 5 was in sight. We're now got to try some stuff to try and get back round these cars which have overtaken us for that 5th spot. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, basically the two Toyotas. As I look down to the inside of Denny Hamlin, there isn't much room there, but he's coming up the racetrack, and yeah, that boy was because of me. I'll give him a little nudge, say hello, and it doesn't pay off, as we're still in position number 7 with 3 laps remaining at stage number 2. So now I'm just looking at the tyre where we've gone through quite a lot of the tyre on the right front, but yeah, we've got no one behind us now. Big gap between. Oh, it's Kurt Busch. He's a second behind. But I think we're going to wind it down to stage number 3. I can't see us catching up that quickly. Love 2 laps remaining in stage number 2. I'd nudge the wall a bit. I get the car loose. Oh, flicking it. Right. Be careful. Be very careful. I've lost almighty amount of time between us, Joey Logano, and Denny Hamlin. So that's a big gap. And it's silly mistakes like that which can ruin a person's race. So let's have a look at the damage. Yeah, just the right side has a bit of damage. How much is that affecting the aero? 2%, that ain't too bad. Felt heavier, but we lose about a second there on that lap. As we ease the car in, and we come out of turn number 2 onto the back straight. We're really in no man's land. Obviously Kurt is catching us slowly, but we are losing to those Toyotas up in front and our teammate of Alex Bowman. And across the line any second now, and there we go, we're P7. That's some points. That's good. That's what we want. So let's have a look who won that stage. Daniel Suarez. Now, do I want to pick 15 laps remaining? We had 10. So, go on then. It's a gamble. I don't think it's going to be a gamble that pays off, but at the end of the day, we're going to be losing a lot of positions. I was losing a lot of time there, and I feel this is, and just I've done this a few times, it's worked, and I want to see if it works again. As Ryan Truex is on our inside, and we're trying to get underneath him, but it isn't bloody working. He's in the way. Come on, move, move. There we go. So here we go. Into turn number 1. We're P40 now. So there you go. Past Ryan Truex, past Ware. I love this part of the race. With the fresh tyres and everyone's gone, so you feel like fucking Superman. And look at... We give David Reagan a bit of a nudge. We go down low. And we get the draft of McMurray. See, like I say, you feel like Superman, because look, I've made nearly 10 positions in the first lap. And now with turn 1 down to the inside of Hendrick. Priest is up on the high side. Cassill is in front. Getting a bit of the draft. Just overtaking cars as and when we can. Now Paul Menard. We're now dropping. We're keeping the car as low as we can to that white line, because that's a shorter line around the racetrack, and that seems to be where overtakes can be made so much easier. I'm not a guy who can make the high side work, unfortunately, as much as I wish I could. As that we drop it below Chase Elliott, our teammate. So how many laps we got? Very good. We've got about 10 laps left. 9 when we come across the line. We've got plenty of time to make these overtakes happen. 96% on the right front tyre, which was the one that I was worried about due to the wear. And you can see the absolute difference in pace that I have. So 31.89. We're down to the inside of Clint Boyer. Martin Truex Jr. in front, along with Chris Buescher. So we're going to be in the top 15 once we overtake these. Well, we're going to be in the top 16 when we overtake these cars. No, top 15, my apologies. As we're 3 wide on turn number 3, through turn number 4, I have just made the overtake. I am now P15. We're looking at getting into the top 10 by the end of this race, as we overtake Blaney in that number 12 car. I'm just having a look around, make sure I'm past him before I say anything silly, like I have done most of this race. As we're 170 mile an hour through turn 2, trying to get as much speed as we can out the corner, getting the draft of Eric Aramola. And now we dive down to the inside of that Ford Mustang number 10 car of Smithfield's sponsorship. We're now looking at William Byron, our teammate, the 24 car. We're now just eyeing them up, trying to look where we can make the overtake with 7 laps remaining. Can we go down to the inside? Yes, the AI seems to leave us a bit of a gap there, and yeah, I think we can abuse that. Well, we have been abusing it, a lot of it. So I'm now just looking to make sure I'm clear of William Byron. I come into turn number 3 a bit fast, so I take the corner a bit higher, but I carry more speed as we overtake Austin Dillon now in that number 3 Chevrolet Camaro. So now we're looking at the top 10. Kyle Larson in front. He loves that high line, and the AI replicates that well. He's right behind Brad Keselowski. So I'm just trying to get the draft. Trying to see whether I can make these overtakes work or not. So there's Larson. We've just about to overtake him. Drafting Brad Keselowski. Can we make him? Can we get him before turn 1? Yes, we can. We seem to have a great pace at the moment. Obviously, everyone else on those worn tyres hindering their performance at the moment. Brad's giving us a little nudge. We're drafting Denny Hamlin, that number 11 FedEx Toyota Camry. We overtake Kurt Busch in front now, side by side with Kevin Harvick. We have a look at the tyres. We've lost 20%, so maybe it was a good idea to change those tyres. This track seems to be very, very abrasive. We're now P6. Woo! Can we catch the top 5 now? That's my question. Obviously, we had no chance with the worn tyres, so can we, with these brand spanking new tyres, which have only about 10 laps old, can we overtake? Obviously, I can see Alex Bowman up in front. He's taking the high line. See, it's nice that we're able to look forward rather than look backwards. So as we go across the line, how many laps we got? We got 3 laps remaining. This is going to be the run of my life at the moment. As we're doing 170 mile an hour, just feathering the throttle through, dropping it to 164 mile an hour, trying to get the power on as soon as possible as we're on the back straight. Now we're looking at turn number 3. Feathering the throttle, 170 mile an hour, dropping to 165, trying to make sure we get the good exit. Are we catching? Let's go to the leaderboard to see the gap between us and ex-Bowman as I do a 31.9 with 2 laps remaining. I nudged the wall there. I dropped the car a bit low. No, we're not gaining. And maybe just that corner, but look, Alex Bowman on the top left of the screen says 1.4. That was 1.2 a minute ago. So I wonder if I'm focusing too much on that and that's what's losing me time. I don't know, but all I know is we're not gaining that gap. We're not closing that gap at all. And on the last lap, I think it's safe to say we're going to be P6 because behind us, Denny Hamlin is miles behind. So any mistake could lose us more positions, but I'd say we're pretty safe here in P number 6. So not the top 5 we hoped. Top 10 though, that's still very good racing, especially with that last lap, last stint on the new tyres for the final stage. And across the line, P6. That's a pretty calm, tame race to be fair. It wasn't over the top scary, over the top mad or anything silly like that. So let's just check something. There you go. So let's have a look at the positions. Tyler Reddick got a win here. Second was Daniel Suarez, who got a stage win. I think he got 2 stage wins if I remember correctly. Third was Kyle Busch. Fourth, Joe Logano. Fifth, Alex Bowman. Sixth, ourselves in the 48 car, Lazymanracing. Seventh, Denny Hamlin. Eighth, Kurt Busch. Ninth, Kevin Harvick. And 10th place, Kyle Larson. So where does that put us in the normal point standings? Well, Denny Hamlin leads at the moment. Second is Kyle Busch. Third, Brad Keselowski. Fourth, Lazymanracing. Fifth, Joe Logano. Sixth, Kevin Harvick. Seventh, Martin Truex Jr. Eighth, Chase Elliott. Ninth, Alex Bowman. And 10th place, Kurt Busch. So where is... So there's Suarez. Okay. Just have a look at the rest of the standings. And now we're going to have a look at what the next race is. Let's have a look, see. And we'll also look at the playoff standings as well, as that's the normal point standings. You have the season standings and you've got the playoff standings. So, next race is Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600. That should be a really good race, actually. I really enjoy that track. So, but let's have a look at the playoff standings. So, currently we are third. Leading is Denny Hamlin, then Brad Keselowski, then us with 2 wins. So, top 3, pretty close, looks good. 4th place, Kyle Busch. 5th, Kevin Harvick. 6th, Chase Elliott. 7th, Eric Jones. And 8th place, Tyler Reddick. 9th place, Corey LaJoie. And 10th place, without a win, is Joey Logano. So let's have a look through the standings, because at the bottom of it all is Ryan Blaney. At the bottom right of your screen, you can see William Byron needs 5 points to get through into the playoffs. We've still got a couple of races before we get to that point, before the cut off, but that should make the last few races really interesting. I hope you guys all enjoyed, because I really enjoyed recording this. The racing was good. I'm loving the support. Hopefully you watch the next race at Charlotte as well. Remember to like, subscribe and comment. It really does help me out so much. So please do it. Now subscribe so you can make sure you can keep track of all our races. Like it to show you like it. And comment suggestions what you might like for the next race or other future videos. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day and catch you later.